We left from Sydney Airport and caught an overnight flight from Sydney into Tokyo, Japan. We arrived in Tokyo, it was about 5:30 in the morning. We got off our flight and started heading through the airport. I got to see a bidet for the first time ever. It was definitely a pretty cool experience. We grabbed our bags and headed over to immigration. Before leaving Australia, we'd already filled out the Visit Japan web form, which we found really helpful to get through the immigration. We then headed out to the train station and caught a train into the city. We were then able to get onto the Yamamote line to get to our accommodation. We ended up using this train line for most of our travel around Tokyo. Our first stop off the train was indeed 7-Eleven. We have found the holy grail of food. 7-Eleven, first stop. Straight off the train from the airport, 7-Eleven. We've got our priorities down. Look at all of this food. Oh my goodness. It was pretty rainy, so we waited in a cafe until we could check into our accommodation. We dropped off our bags, explored around the area, and then headed over to Shinjuku, where we saw the 3D cat. We were pretty tired, so just grabbed some dinner and then headed back for a good night's sleep. Today we were headed over to Shibuya. Of course, our number one priority was seeing the Shibuya Scramble crossing, and here it is in all its glory. This view on the crossing is back in a walkway between the Shibuya station exits, and it's quite a nice high view onto the Scramble crossing. We popped into 7-Eleven, of course. I got this white mocha drink, which I absolutely loved. I got probably 5 more throughout the trip. We of course had to see the gorgeous Hachiko dog statue, and then we went back to the Scramble crossing, walked through it, took some more photos. We went over to Shibuya 109. We had such a good time exploring around in here. The fashion in Japan is just next level. We are in Japan, weaving Mum and I, who's trying to cross before we get hit. And guess what we just found? Guzman Gomez. We are in Tokyo, first stop, currently exploring around Shibuya. So much to see, hear, look at, do. We ended up going to another viewpoint over the Scramble crossing. So this one's from the Starbucks in Shibuya. You can go up to the second floor where the Starbucks is, and you get a really nice view over the Scramble crossing. And if you look over the crossing to the bridge with the windows on the other side, that's where we were viewing the crossing from earlier. So that's another really good viewpoint to see it from. We ended up going on a walk away from the Shibuya center town area, and we went into this building that had both the Nintendo store and the Pokemon Center in Shibuya. They were both really cool to look at. The Pokemon Center had these character design and arts that was, really interesting to see. Leaving Shibuya, we caught a train over to Harajuku, where we checked out Takeshita Street. Super busy and tourist popular, but it's a really cool street with lots of shops. Later on, we went to this cute little restaurant and got pizza for dinner because we were craving that. And afterwards, we went to an arcade and ended up playing a game of Mario Kart. We got to choose our characters, and I had to choose Rosalina because she's my favorite, and Mum played as Princess Peach. And we also got to pick the track that we wanted to race on. Enjoy this video of us racing each other at Mario Kart. Oh my gosh. That was for me. Mama did in fact beat me at Mario Kart, but I was playing one-handed, so but she did so well. It was such good fun. Today we had a very exciting morning planned. We were off to Ghibli Museum in Mitaka, so we caught 2 trains there. It was a really nice area. As you can see, we're walking through this big woodland nature area. We had pre-booked our tickets for the museum back in Australia as it sells out really quickly. Unfortunately, you can't film anywhere inside, but it's lots of history and behind the scenes of the Studio Ghibli movies. Afterwards, we went to try Ichiran ramen for the first time. It was really cool. You kind of filled out a card of what you wanted in your ramen. We both got pretty basic ramens, but it was, a fun experience and yummy food. We caught a train back to Harajuku to check out the Meiji Jingu shrine. We went at such a perfect time because it was sunset and the trees and the temple, everything looked so beautiful. These trees were absolutely breathtaking, by the way. They had the famous sake barrels covered with straw, which we enjoyed having a great look at. And just enjoyed walking around. Under the big trees, they had these wooden tablets that you could pay to write kind of a message on and hang it up under this tree, which was really, really cute. And we enjoyed taking our time walking through the park, heading back to Harajuku. Later on, we headed to Shinjuku to check out the Golden Guide District, which is this kind of tiny alleyway filled with lots of bars and restaurants. And as you can see, very, very busy. We just ended up going to 7-Eleven to get a very easy dinner. We had a big day planned today, so first headed over to Harajuku, and my first goal of the day was to try my first ever iced matcha latte. So just popped into this cafe, we hadn't heard of it before, but this matcha ended up being so delicious, my first ever matcha, and I'm now hooked. We are at Akasaka station this morning in Tokyo, and they have this whole Harry Potter theme area in the station, which is so cute. I'm going to show you. So firstly, behind us they have these glass panes of each of the house colours. There's a red one at the end, and then the ceiling is stunning, and then they have this large staircase. So cool. Oh my gosh. And at the top I can see these huge banners for each of the houses. So let's go and check it out. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so I really enjoyed checking out these displays at Akasaka Station. The detail that they'd popped into everything was just next level, and it really felt like you were transported into a Harry Potter land. They even had a Marauder's map for this suburb to show where everything was. We actually ended up popping into the Harry Potter cafe that they had here in Akasaka. It was really cool, and as you can imagine, the menu is full of Harry Potter inspired food and drink. We waited a little bit for our table, but once we're inside, it was so beautiful. As you can see, the design is stunning, and we were just so happy to be here. So check out the menu with us. They had different house-inspired meals. Mum got these pancakes with banana and walnuts, and I got this Wingardium Leviosa mocktail, which was really cute. Afterwards, we went and checked out the shop they had, which was full of, house cloaks, this beautiful dress of Hermione's, and lots of different knickknacks, souvenirs, and trinkets. We then got a train over to the main Tokyo train station where we hadn't been yet, but of course we got lost in here as well. We weren't doing too well on our navigation, so we just went out to the street and directed from there. Tokyo is so cool. It was full of all these high-rise buildings, which was a lot different to the other suburbs that we'd been exploring in so far. So it was cool to kind of see what the main center of the Tokyo suburb was actually like. Once we found where we needed to go, we actually headed back inside the train station because I wanted to go and see the Mufsan store. The Mufsan brand is basically all these little cats, and a lot of them here are wearing different types of outfits and costumes, and they were so freaking cute. We didn't end up getting anything, but it was actually really fun just to look around the store. We headed back outside into Tokyo and took a short walk over to check out the Imperial Palace. We are in Tokyo, and in Tokyo we are in Tokyo, exploring the Imperial Palace, and already gorgeous. We're not even there yet. But just so much greenery, so stunning. So come with us to explore. So we just ventured over to the Imperial Palace, but we weren't able to get in, and they popped up a sign saying no guided tours today and weren't letting anyone in. We did not get into the Imperial Palace, but we are still in Tokyo, and I have just seen a Shake Shack for the second time. We saw one in Shibuya, didn't go. That was on our second full day, and now we are seeing one in Tokyo. And as much as I love Japanese food, we do not have Shake Shack in Australia, and I have the best memory of it from New York. So I'm gonna get a Shake Shack burger for lunch today, and I'm very excited. Did in fact get my Shake Shack. I got a very simple plain beef burger and fries, and it looks so good. I know I'm in Japan, but Shake Shack. After lunch, we're off to do something very exciting. We're doing Team Lab Planets this afternoon. Very excited for this experience. We had pre-bought our tickets for Team Labs, which I would highly recommend. We waited in the line and then got a quick info video about the different rooms. Then we were free to explore. Now, Team Lab Planets is this amazing interactive visual experience in Tokyo. I believe they have another one in Osaka, which is outdoors, but this one is completely indoors. There's lots of things to do. I would say it's appropriate for all ages. Like there's some rooms for kids to run around in, and then there's some rooms where you're walking through water, walking over different materials. There's rooms slower pace, like this room where you're just walking through a bit of a jungle space, looking at the animals. Such a cool experience. We were so impressed overall. I would highly recommend. I'll let you enjoy the rest of the clips. We spent about 2 and a bit hours at Team Labs, then started heading home. I grabbed this yummy matcha. We headed back through Shinjuku and decided to stop and see the 3D cat again because he's just so cute. So this was really nice. Today we are sadly leaving Tokyo but headed over to Kyoto, so we packed up all our stuff and caught the train over to Tokyo Station, where we were then going to catch the Shinkansen over to Kyoto. We got to the train station early, which I would highly recommend because it is super busy and easy to get lost. I grabbed a matcha, we got our Shinkansen tickets, and we made our way over to our platform, and again did this with plenty of time, which was good because we didn't want to be in any rush, and just waited for our train to come. We are leaving Tokyo, heading to Kyoto today. There is a bullet train right here, but this is not our one, this is an out of service one. But our bullet train will be here in about 20 minutes, and Mum and I are super excited to catch the train, I think it's about 2.5 hour trip to Kyoto from Tokyo. Here's Mum. We're very excited for Kyoto.
Very excited for Kyoto.
Yeah.
Favorite city in the world.
That's a big call. In the world. One of the favorite cities. I've never been, so I'm very excited to see what it's like. But today it's been quite rainy this morning. It's very grey skies, so I think it's a good day to have a travel day and sit down for a little bit. And we might even get to see Mount Fuji from our seats, so let's stay tuned. Unfortunately, we did not get to see Mount Fuji on this train trip because it was, as you can see, a very cloudy day, but here's where it would have been.